What is going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 8 of the story of Ricky Holberman. If you guys have not checked out last week's episode, episode 7, please go ahead and do so. Came down to the wire, but the Red Sox ended up making the playoffs, and we took on the Twins in the American League Divisional Series. So please go check that out if you have not done so yet. So we're going to skip spring training. We're going to go right ahead into the 9th game of the season. Red Sox are currently 4-5, and your Toronto Blue Jays are 6-3. So Blue Jays are playing really well right now. Red Sox kind of trying to find themselves right now. And Holberman, this is his first regular season action. He has been demoted to more of a bench role. And I think a majority of the reason for that is the fact that the Red Sox, they love to go out and they love to spend money. They like to get their roster retooled for the next season, right? So Holberman, if you're Ricky Holberman, you got to come through in the limited opportunities that you will have in order to have this organization give you a little bit more confidence, right? A little more confidence in you. So if you're Ricky Holberman here, especially in the first game that you've been playing in the season, the team is struggling right now at 4-5, kind of just finding their way. You gotta come through, and you gotta show that you need some playing time. And if you can produce runs, they're going to be putting you in the lineup. So it's a pretty good opportunity for Holberman to show the team that his freshman season, his rookie season in the big leagues was not a fluke. But we see that he is going to pop out to right field. He's going to strike out in his first 2 at-bats. And then in his 3rd at-bat here with 13 pitches in against this reliever, it's bottom of the 8th. It's 7-3. There's nobody on base. It's just, why not? Swing for the fences, right? Got to take this pitcher deep, right? Get it 7-4 game. Get it within striking distance for this potent Red Sox lineup. But he's going to be swinging at some pretty bad pitches. We saw that slider that he swung and missed and he struck out on. We see him swinging at a pitch here, a high and inside that you probably can't do a whole lot with. And he's going to fly out here to right field. And there you go. So that's going to be the second out of the bottom of the 8th. So that means that the Blue Jays are going to win this game. Holberman can't get back up to bat to do any sort of damage. And the Red Sox now are going to fall to 4-6. We're going to go ahead and skip a little bit further ahead later on in the season. And we're progressing a little bit, right? We're 6-8, taking on the Indians at 10-4. Trevor Bauer taking the mound. And this is kind of what we're going to be doing in this series going forward, guys, is I want to get through an entire season for every upload, right? So you guys are going to see that there's going to be some games that I show, some games that I don't, some that were simulated by the CPU, and it's mostly just to kind of get through this season. And we can see that Holberman is actually getting the start at third base here in the bottom of the first. So he got the start. It wasn't a pinch hit or a defensive replacement. He's actually going to get the start at third. So I kind of like the fact that they're utilizing Holberman as more of a utility role. And we'll see a little bit later here, he does get in some time out in left field. So pretty cool stuff happening to Ricky. But we see that the Red Sox unable to get it done with runners in position. And now runners in scoring position, I should say. And now it's 4-0 here in the top of the 3rd. Ricky grounds out. Now at third base, he's finally got an opportunity to make a play here. A good strong throw over to first base. He's going to get the runner. I think that was Josh Harrison up at bat. And the Red Sox are going to win this game. So solid defense. Offense came through early. We see Adam Jones, Eddie Rosario, center field and left field. So this Red Sox team, we also saw Travis Shaw there as well. So this Red Sox team, they made a lot of moves. They made a lot of moves in the offseason of last year, in the 2018 season, to get better. And Holberman's going to actually get into the DH spot here. Interesting situation. He's going to be pinch hitting for the designated hitter coming off the bench. So we got a runner on second and first base facing off against Jacob Faria. It's 6-5. So this is an offensive game, right? Faria, I know in 2018 he kind of struggled, and then he picked it back up again later on in the year, but it's kind of what's happening to him here in 2018. He's getting rocked, and we see that Holberman is going to come through. He was that pinch hitter for the designated hitter, comes through with an RBI, a clutch RBI. They're going to put up 7 runs now after that inning, and the Rays take the lead again. So it's going to be 8-7 now. Bottom of the 7th. Ricky up at bat here, and he's going to swing and a miss at a ball that was blue. It had the blue streak. You don't swing at those. You don't swing at those. Those are balls. Ugh. So Ricky can't come through. He's going to strike out. Red Sox are going to lose, and the woes continue. But we can see real quick a nice little snapshot of Holberman's 2019 season. He's hitting .276, and we're facing off against Martin Perez and the Texas Rangers on the road here in the ballpark of Arlington. I like to call it that rather than Globe Life Park. Top of the 2nd here, Holberman's going to strike out, and normally he's really good against left-handed pitchers, so that was kind of weird to see him strike out against Perez. But a 10-1 game, and Holberman's going to, wow, he's going to get the RBI. So JD Martinez comes through, scores the 2nd run of the game, and Bannister gets the W, so that's the manager, Bannister. Red Sox lose. Let's go ahead and skip to the next game here that we'll show. They are playing the Texas Rangers yet again, but this time in Boston, and we see, like I mentioned, Holberman's going to get a start out in left field. Makes the catch look easy right there. Not normally an outfielder. He is a third baseman by trade. Then they moved him over to first base down in the minor leagues to work on some fielding, and he never went back to third. They just liked him so much at first that that's where they're going to use him. So it's pretty crazy, though, that they want to utilize him in the outfield, right? Playing outfield in Fenway Park is very, very tricky. Very, very tricky because you have the Green Monster to worry about here. But look at this. Holberman grounds the ball to third base, and third baseman throws it over Odor's head, and an error is going to be charged. So Holberman gets on by the error and does not get credited with an RBI, but it's going to be 6-4 Boston now. Bottom of the 7th, and Holberman ends up stealing a base. They're going to pull the infield in, try to get that. Well, try to get the play at home possibly here late in the game, and now they're going to intentionally walk the next batter, and we see that this is going to set up for a double play opportunity, and they're going to get it. So Holberman can't score. Red Sox can't add on. But it is 6-4. Good situation here for the Red Sox to end up winning this game, and they do. So they do end up closing it out. Holberman, Betts, and Jones doing the little dance out there. Like it, love it. Red Sox kind of pulling it together, right? 41 and 43 as we jump a little bit further in the season. Holberman is the cleanup hitter. Get this. He has advanced himself into the cleanup role. And for all intents and purposes, he looks like he's going to be the starting first baseman here going forward as we're now in the mid part of the season. Sitting .326 right now. And going up against the flamethrower Vince Velasquez, this is kind of a good matchup here for Holberman because he does like to take his walks. He doesn't do too well against right-handed pitchers, but he does well against guys that have not a lot of control, right? So he's only going to be swinging at a pitch that he's looking for, right? He's a smart hitter. He knows what he's got to do. 2-0 count here, and he is going to be taking this pitch, but they're going to call this a strike. They're going to call this a strike. It's 2-1, and upon further review, we will probably check this out here real quick. I think I did. I did not. I thought I went back into the screen, but I did not. So it just caught the inside corner, and there's a swing. Little slider that just caught the middle part of the plate. That was a good swing by Ricky. Actually, there you guys see it. It looked like it was a ball, that third pitch that should have probably been a ball. But high and inside fastball going to be taken, almost hitting Holberman. It's going to be 3-2 full count. Jones on deck. So if you can get on here, it's going to be a good situation for the Red Sox because Holberman can steal his occasional bases. And with Adam Jones up, I mean, home run is always a possibility, right? So Holberman gets on. Jones and the offense for the Red Sox can't come through. So it's still a 0-0 game here in the bottom of the 4th. Holberman takes a pitch low and inside, 1-1 count, and a little flare out to right field. He got jammed a little bit, but just enough where he's able to push it out to right field to get a base hit. So now he's bumped that batting average up to .341 here in the middle of the season. Now, he doesn't even have 100 at-bats. He doesn't even have 100 at-bats yet so far in the season. So that batting average is a little bit inflated. But you know what, guys? When Holberman's got that confidence going and that confidence booming, he gets a big-time boosh. It's going to be a 3-run shot. It's going to be 4-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Holberman gets his home run. Nice. Gotta love it, baby. Red Sox end up winning that game. Let's go to the next game here, a day game here at Fenway against Jake Arrieta. It's 2-2, bottom of the 7th inning, and check this out. Holberman comes through in the clutch for his team and gets a double off the Green Monster. And Arrieta had been dealing till this point, guys. I mean, against this Red Sox lineup, holding it to 2 runs, you know, I would classify that as dealing. So here's a ground ball past third base, past shortstop, and Holberman is going to disregard his third base coach, and he scores the leading run. In the bottom of the 7th, he gets aggressive, helps Devers get that RBI, and now the Sox are pumped up, guys, and they end up winning this game off of that run scored by Holberman. So you got to wonder if Ricky... Oh, no. Wow. Things have changed very, very quickly. You have to wonder if Ricky's antics, missing that sign, is going to allow the Red Sox organization to be comfortable enough to get rid of him. So Holberman is now traded to the Colorado Rockies, and he meets with Bud Black, and, you know, I think he's just being a little sour right now, right? He had a good thing going here in Boston, but now he's going to the National League, and you got to wonder how much is he going to play, right? He's almost getting ready to tell his agent that he's not really happy about it, but I think he's going to bite his tongue, and he says, I'm excited to help the Rockies pursue a championship. And the Rockies aren't playing too bad. The Rockies are not playing too bad. They're right in the middle of a playoff push, right? They're 8 games back from the Giants, but things can easily change. Acquiring a good bat like they have now with Ricky Holberman and adding that into this Colorado Rockies lineup with Nolan Arenado, Trevor Story. I know Charlie Blackmon is not with the Rockies right now on this team, but David Dahl's pretty good. And, I mean, look at the numbers that he was putting up for the Red Sox, right? Against the American League East opponents, he was doing really well. Yeah, you got to wonder what this is gonna do and how this is all gonna translate here in the National League. But we are playing against the Houston Astros, so it's still kind of familiar territory for Ricky, as this is an American League team that he has played in the last 2 seasons. But kind of a sucky situation, guys. Kind of a sucky thing. I mean, Red Sox organization is so stoic and it's got so much history, but, you know, if things work out here in Colorado, he could end up becoming a legend in Colorado. I will just say that. But he's going to lead this debut off with the Rockies with a home run off Kevin Gossman, a 420-plus foot home run. And look at the swing, guys. Boosh. Gotta love it. So Ricky's now up to 360 with 6 home runs, 14 ribbies, and he's going to send another fly ball out there a little bit low and inside, so he got a little bit jammed, but he put a really good swing on that. So right now he's really feeling it. He's feeling it defensively, getting used to his teammates here. A little flip to the pitcher. You know, I think maybe he was swallowing that self-pride a little bit, and he's feeling a little bit more comfortable. Here's a slider from Justin Verlander that, oh my goodness, Ricky, stop it. Stop it. Someone put water on him. He is on fire. My goodness, 6-2 game here in the top of the 5th. Actually, that is Kevin Gossman yet again. Verlander does come into this game a little bit later. My goodness, look at the swing now again. Boosh. Unreal, Ricky, baby. Woo. It's on fire. Big time boosh. Red Sox regretting that trade. Rockies are going to win this game 9-2, and Holberman finishes the game with 2 home runs. So here's a familiar face for all you guys that are Reds fans. We're going to be taking on Dallas Keuchel in this 2019 game, and we see Holberman's going to lead this first at-bat off with another home run. And then in the next at-bat he's going to get in the top of the 4th, he gets a single off of Keuchel. So I don't know what it is. Maybe he feels like he's got more protection. Maybe he's got a chip on his shoulder. Maybe he's got a Tom Brady type of chip on his shoulder. I don't know what's going on right now, but Holberman is absolutely balling out right now for the Rockies. After that walk, manager's going to come on out, talk a little bit of sense, going to get the ground ball. Rockies do not score any more runs, and they're going to end up winning this game. So 2 games that Holberman's been involved, the offense is clicking. It's getting on fire here. Gotta love what Holberman has been able to do and spark this offense. Taking a real quick look here at the All-Star voting for National League first baseman, we will notice one thing. Holberman is not even near the top of the list, and that mostly has to do with the fact that he only has 82 at-bats. 82 at-bats, 10 home runs, 24 ribs, 317. So he's getting some love. He's being appreciated by the fans out there in the fan vote, but I think a lot of people are ripping on him because of the amount of at-bats that he's had. And I think that Boston situation is kind of screwing with him in that situation. So he's not likely to become an all-star here, getting closer to the all-star game, middle of the year. And you got to think that he's really starting to produce out here in Colorado. And I think that Boston situation really held him back. Now, obviously, you want to be a part of a historic organization like the Red Sox. You know, they drafted you, they believed in you, you want to stay there. Championships basically come easy. They've got the cash to do it. They got the cachet. They have the cash and the cachet in order to bring free agents over, right? They do things right. They do things well. They draft well. They sign free agents well. They're always competitive, right? You always have a chance in order to win a World Series and put your name in the history books, right? And be able to do something. But you weren't playing. Holberman was not playing all that often. He was limited to a bench role. Moving out here to Colorado, you could end up being the face of the franchise, right? I know that Nolan Arenado is, maybe he's never leaving. I don't know what the situation is with that. But you could be his right-hand man. You know, you could be that next guy for the Rockies organization, that young guy that they can get their hopes and dreams behind. So there's a lot of things to gain off this trade. Now, he may not have liked it in the beginning. He might have bit his tongue in the beginning, but he's producing out here in Colorado. He's actually helping the Rockies now push to a wild card spot late in this season. So we're going to head home, and we're going to take on the San Francisco Giants, who are in first place in the NL West. They got 81 wins. We're like 8 games behind them. Just look at the splits. We just talked about this. 330 home batting average with 9 home runs, 20 RBIs. The home runs to RBI ratio right there for home and away splits for Holberman is pretty similar, but he hits the ball better for batting average at home. Clutch situation here, though. 3-0 count against Jeff Samardzija with a runner on second base. Strike is called. So Holberman thought that was a little bit high, so he was getting ready to take off to first base. Again, a pretty crucial situation here for the Rockies, trying to get that first run on the board against this division leader. And the more games you can win down the stretch, the closer you're going to get to that wild card spot. Now, this would be the second time in Holberman's early and young career that he's going to be a part of a playoff roster. So obviously that's something to gain, right? And you want to be a reason why this team ends up making the playoffs. But we see here 4-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Holberman's going to line out to left field, and we see another stinger out there to center field, but it's going to get caught and run down. It's a 6-2 ball game right now in the bottom of the 6th. 6-2 here. Also, yet again, Holberman coming up and unable to come through, trying to shoot for up the middle, but when you're going to try to battle against Brandon Crawford, that's not a battle you're going to win a lot of times there. So he does make the play, and here we go into the next game. The Giants won that first one, and Holberman 3-0 in the bottom of the 4th. He's going to hit a big-time boosh. 426-foot bomb out there to a little bit left center, more towards center field, though. And pull it a little bit closer, but here's his next at-bat in the bottom of the 8th in a 6-2 game, and he's going to hit another home run. This guy in this altitude is going off. 15 home runs, 16 home runs, second home run tonight, and in a clutch situation with 2 men on, a 3-run homer would have tied it. He did put a good swing on it. He hit it hard, but the Giants are going to win yet again, and the Rockies have now dropped 2 straight to divisional opponent and division leader, San Francisco Giants. Not a good situation for the Rockies. and they ended up faltering here, 85 and 77. That was not good enough for a playoff appearance. Holberman ended up hitting 263 with 17 home runs. I gotta like it, right? I mean, he played in more games, 12 more games, had the same amount of at bats, more production, 17 home runs compared to 14 last year, 71 hits to 66 hits. He had a pretty good season, all things considered. A lot of changes for him, a lot of turmoil, adversity that he had to push through. I like the way that Holberman responded after being traded, for sure. So I think that good things are coming for him in Colorado. I think with him being the full-time starter at first base, and we will take a look real quick here at a 2020 preview and see if he ends up winning the job or if the Rockies end up bringing another first baseman in to replace him and to put him also again in a bench role. Hopefully that doesn't happen, because that's exactly what happened with the Red Sox. So I know he's like a 74, 76 overall right now, so hopefully that's good enough to become the starter. I think the batting average and the power is going to really take off for him in Colorado. It's just a good situation for him to be in. He's getting playing time. You got to like it, right? The only thing that I was concerned about was that if he was a bench player out with Boston, were they going to use him in Colorado kind of the same way, right? And that really comes down to being a pinch hitter for the pitcher late in the game, right? He's not going to get a whole lot of experience, not a whole lot of at-bats. It would just kind of been a place that he was going to basically rot. But we saw how he really came on, right? He's really using this chip on his shoulder to really push through and become something for this Rockies organization. So we do end up signing another one-year contract with the Rockies, and we're going to take a look here at the roster real quick to see what 2020 is going to look like for this Rockies team. Do we have a chance at the playoffs or not? And is Ricky going to end up being the starter at first base? So Walters is the catcher, and we do. So Holberman is a 74 overall right now, and he is the starter ahead of Ryan McMahon, Geraldo Lopez. And keep in mind, guys, when I started this series, the rosters were not Operation Sports. This was all MLB The Show default rosters. So I will see you guys next Friday for episode number 9. And as always, peace.